All-Star Toyota presents Off the Bench with Jacob Hester and Matt Flynn.
Okay, here we go.
Where the plays get broken down and science gets denied.
Hey, they said I got to come off the bench.
Hour 2 of Off the Bench, live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio, starts now.
Welcome back in OTB, hour number 2. I got a feeling I know how this conversation is going to go, but it was in the news yesterday that apparently LSU and LSU football are toying with the idea of adding a logo to their jersey. And it would be a company logo like you see in the NBA, like you see in professional soccer. Now, soccer obviously is different. I mean, they pay millions upon millions to have, basically their logo is the team logo on the jersey. You got a small badge. This would be, I'm sure, a jersey patch. It'd be somewhere on the shoulder. It would be small, probably be the same size as the Nike check on the jersey. And the report said it would be to help LSU raise money to pay their athletes, because we all know with the settlement, it's going to be a little bit over $20 million per year for the athletic department. How do we feel about the potential of LSU football throwing a company's logo on their historic jerseys?
You better watch out, because old man take incoming. So
I know it's
it's
felt
incoming.
like it was,
I'm driving really slow, but it's coming. Let me start with this. So I think we're all for staying ahead of the curve when it comes to NIL, making sure that we secure good players. In every other sport, not every other sport, but a lot of other sports do it. Jacob's skewed because he watches European sports a lot. They certainly do it. NASCAR cars have logos and sponsors all over that. Golf, yes, but golf, yes, but they have to wear a shirt and a hat.
It's
just
sponsored.
I mean, it's different. It's not like
What?
I believe it's different.
The bag's got 72 logos on it.
The bag, okay, the bag maybe.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Every sport is
So when we
pretty
were
much in it, except football. Baseball, big advertisements now. Major League Baseball on their sleeves.
I didn't realize that. Probably because I don't watch Major League Baseball. But
Isn't the Astros, I don't know if it is anymore, Alondra, like OxyClean? Like, wasn't it for a while?
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
It's a mattress mag now.
Is it really?
I don't know. He's
that'd be funny
everywhere.
if it was.
Probably.
So, yeah, basically,
football's different to me because, like, first of all,
NFL's practice jerseys, even when we were playing.
That's what I was going to say was our practice jerseys in Green Bay, and that gets as much viewership eyeballs on it, especially like training camp times. Like every picture you get is with. It's like I'd be all for that.
Where were you in Green Bay?
Bellin Healthcare, which was like the big healthcare provider up in Wisconsin.
We were Buick for the Broncos.
Just classic.
Straight up Buick.
Should have been Toyota.
Tell Peyton that. He had a Buick deal.
Hey, Coach, we're going to go ahead and put these Buick logos on all of our jerseys. They're giving me a pretty good deal on a car.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess first opinion is I hate it. Hate the thought of it. Our classic jersey, we're just looking at Nuss here, just being a baller. Our classic jersey has the LSU, which is nice, small, it's classy.
Yeah, we didn't have that LSU when we played.
So the logo, whatever it is, whatever it ends up being, is going to be bigger than the LSU on the jersey. The font's going to be bigger, so you're going to read that, more than you're going to read the LSU. I just hate that it has got to this point. Now, I'm sure after a couple of years of doing it, if it passes a couple of years of doing it, we won't even
the NCAA, that is a caveat to the NCAA has to approve this first.
They have power in something?
Sort of.
Wow.
It's the first time I've heard them.
But, like, if they deny it, could we do it anyway, then just sue them at the state level?
Probably.
Yeah. So we can do it. So, yeah, I think it's I don't like it at all. But it's one of those things, if it happened a couple of years later, we wouldn't really notice it. But, like, I think college football fans are getting so much change so fast. Like, it changed from amateur to professional. Now it's like we got revenue sharing. Like it was the wild, wild west. It still kind of is, but at least there's like some sort of rules coming into play now with the rev share and like a maximum amount of expenditures that you can use. And I know people are, tightening their belts on budgets on different aspects of athletics so they can afford to go out and pay players and attract good. But there's other ways to do it. They do have to go spend more on players and to allow, the people, the higher ups to still make their same amount of money, I guess. But yeah, I think the practice jersey would have been, let's just dip our toe in it a little bit instead of putting it on our classic uniforms, our classic college football. So like college fans, we're dealing with so much change. Let's not slap us in the face this fast.
Alondra Tate, how do we feel about this?
I hate it.
Well,
on football Saturdays, I'm not watching a NASCAR race. I'm watching a football team. So, nope, I'm out.
All right.
And I know what you're saying. Well, that gives more money to LSU. Yeah, I don't get any money out of it. I don't care.
All right. Alondra?
I'm somewhere in the middle. I don't like it from like a just general standpoint. It has nothing to do with like football. Like I'm just kind of sick of ads being in my face 24/7. Like someone is always trying to sell you something.
Yep.
Your phone listens to what you're saying because it's trying to push stuff to get you to buy it. Like I'm just sick of that kind of stuff. But I do get raising money for a better program or whatever. But like I'm just so sick of all the consumerism stuff.
Yeah, there's ways to raise money.
I mean, games are already 4 hours because of all the commercials, to her point. Like, ads are thrown in our face constantly.
Yeah, speaking of, like, drink my high.
Yeah, drink my high.
Like, we can put that on the jersey.
Okay, I was about to say,
we can put that on the
are
jersey.
you good with the My High?
Like, let's replace the numbers with just the My High logo.
What about just the LSU logo? Take that off, My High on the helmet?
Take the right side off. Smart.
So our boy Devin Snow, a.k.a. Hold the Mayo, put out some odds to who the company would be to be on LSU's jersey.
Gordon has the best ones. I already know.
Second best.
Oh, really?
Second
Canes?
best. Canes. So he goes Raising Canes minus 250. Gordon McKernan minus 115. Walk-ons plus 100. LeBerge plus 200. Fred's plus 250. Community Coffee plus 400. Mike Anderson's plus 500. Benny's Car Wash plus 600. Zippy's plus 800. And the long shot, Hungry Howie's plus 1,200.
Benny's is your best odds there for sure. They got some.
I think if you're a betting man and you want to get some actual juice, I think Community Coffee plus 400.
Yeah, because Community Coffee got that money.
Yeah.
Fred's would be my.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
bills.
that's what I was thinking. Though is like some of those places don't really advertise. Like Fred's doesn't advertise. I don't really see them. Exactly. Yeah.
That's why Fred's would be like the coolest one. Like that'd be awesome.
I think there's probably another company that's probably like minus.
Like some industrial steel
Turner?
company or something.
No, and it's
MMR.
a company I'm familiar with.
MMR.
MMR is a good
MMR.
one.
I'm very familiar with their game. Well, not their game, but their company, their relationship with LSU. It would be Powerade.
That's true. Yeah.
We can't stand for that.
We can't stand.
No, we got to get my high up there.
Yeah, we can't stand for that. That can't happen.
No.
Powerade's better than Gatorade because Gator's in the title of Gatorade.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but just because you're better than that doesn't really mean.
Why don't you? Yeah, I know. Why don't you just do my high on the jersey?
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure that would pass compliance.
I like buying the helmet.
Yeah.
Just take the whole helmet.
Oh, if they start putting decals on helmets, my stand is I'm okay with it for practice.
Yeah.
If you want to do it during practice, again, you go back and we've been doing this in the NFL for 13 seasons now. So this has been a thing. NFL jerseys don't have logos. The NBA does. MLB does. MLS does. Every NHL does not, I don't believe. So but you've got a lot of the major sports that have done this. And so unfortunately, I think it is inevitable that at some point it is going to happen. Now, NFL, maybe it doesn't because NFL is the biggest sport that we have.
They protect the shield too, pretty hard.
Right.
I don't
want to be the first either.
Yeah.
No.
Like, I don't want to be the first that does this.
You're more about practice. Like, I know Colorado did it last year. A couple teams did it. It was like 3 or 4. They did like the players' social media to like pump them up at practice. But like, you're not wearing that during a game.
That's why I started this off by saying, like, we always know that we want to be on the front line, the cutting edge of like staying ahead in this ever-changing NIL world and paying players world. But like this one is such a sensitive topic because you're dealing with something that's so traditional. And like we don't do a lot of crazy uniforms because the traditionalism that is the LSU standard uniform. We love it. It's beloved. So my hope is, just like you, I'm absolutely practice jerseys all day. Do it. You want to put shirts on, you want to put patches on everything the players wear in a press conference after the game. You know what? Put them on the coaches. Put it on Brian Kelly.
Yeah, on the headsets, they already sell that anyway.
He gets shown as much as, a player does on the sideline where you could actually zoom in and see a patch, right? So Brian Kelly gets shown, and it benefits the coach to have more money to pay for players if that's what it's really for. Put it on them, but don't bastardize the college traditional uniform.
Someone was asking, what if you put a small sticker on the back of your helmet? The problem is with LSU, one of the iconic things about the LSU helmet is you have the state of Louisiana flag and the American flag on the back too. Mm-hmm. So even if you put it on the back of the helmet, then you're taking away from, in my opinion, the state flag and the American flag, right?
Yeah, and there's always real estate back there too. Like if something happens in your program, that there's always space for a sticker for like a remembrance or something like that. And like to me, the back of the helmet's kind of a special real estate there. Anyway, it's the world we live in.
I wish they would just put the American flag patch like they had against, was it Army?
Yeah, in the
I
corner.
love that.
Like this,
Oh.
right here.
Well, it's a little bit better than that one from Burlington.
Hey,
Wasn't torn.
That one looks like it's been through a lot
well, Old Glory went through a lot.
of meth.
Francis Scott Key was sitting there
That's a
in his
good
prison
point.
cell, looking out his prison window, the bombs bursting in air. Saw Old Glory flying, tattered, beaten up. Never even thought that college football teams, 250 years later, would be thinking about putting a Dillard's logo on their jersey.
Dillard's.
Dillard's.
I felt like Dillard's just caught a stray.
I love Dillard's.
Yeah, Dillard's great.
Just don't be the Lakers. Like the Lakers are like, it'd make our jersey look better. Wish.com.
What is
Wish.com?
Wish.com?
It's kind of like Temu, right?
Yeah, it's like
Oh, is
it's
it?
like the OG.
Pretty sure.
What's
Temu
Temu?
is like TemuWish.com.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Like
Temu's like
Wish.com
the-
is the original Temu.
Like the
You can get, like,
overseas
cheap
site
stuff.
where you can get stuff for dirt cheap, and it's
Yeah.
dirt cheap made when you get it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
heard
fallen
somebody
prey.
say Temu.
I have, and I just never
Like,
really
they called Omar
cared
the
enough
Temu
to-
Tiger.
I just never cared enough to go look.
Okay, all right.
The
Those
cheap
websites,
knockoff.
You get a
I've
bunch
never
of,
fallen prey
cheap
to
stuff
either
from
of them.
China.
Yeah, like
That's not-
knockoff items.
That's
like
not American.
really, really cheap. And it's pretty American
Okay.
to get cheap stuff from China. I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, and to
Fair.
her point,
Matt Flynn looking like Seabass from Dumb and Dumber.
Absolutely.
You can say Seabass. That's not
Couple
bad.
Boilermakers.
It's not bad. It's a
What?
good scene. Seabass.
That's yeah. Thank
Great
you.
scene.
Thank you, because I look big, and tough, and strong.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna whip your ass.
All right, we'll step away. When we come back,
Well, Joe Dirt.
we'll Joe Dirt it. One of the most iconic scenes in the history of film. And we've got Jay Johnson joining us in 15 minutes from now. Stay locked in, OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to centralplumbing.org. Centralplumbing.org is the website for, you guessed it, Central Plumbing, but not only in Central. Of course, they can help you out in that area, but we're talking to the entire greater Baton Rouge area. If you have an emergency, 225-925-8552 is the 24/7, 365 weekend holiday game day. Tomorrow, pretty important day, 4th of July. A lot of people, most everybody, I would say 99.9% of people are off, but if you've got an emergency, guess who'll be there?
Central Plumbing.
That's right, because 365, 24/7 means exactly that.
You're going to be eating hot dogs, you're going to be eating hamburgers, you're going to be eating ice cream, banana pudding. You're going to be eating so many things mixed together. It could create some sort of plumbing issue in your house, in your friend's house, in your family's house. Give them a call. See how they can help you, whatever it is. Whatever your plumbing needs, 24/7 emergency service, centralplumbing.org.
And I've set up and tore down this stage with my own two hands. We've traveled this land back.
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
Come off soft, fix you on this.
Are you scared?
Devil without a cause, and I'm back with the beaver hats and Ben Davis slacks. 30-pack of stroll, 30-pack of no Rogaine in the propane flows. The chosen one.
God, I've heard this song since Moby Dick was a minnow. Nice pull. Well, I mean, speaking of Kid Rock.
Wait, hold on. Before you get to that, every year I take
Great album, by the way. The whole
take a
thing.
Kentucky Derby trip.
Yeah.
A couple years ago.
Did you go this?
Yeah, we went this year. I think it was 2 years ago or 3 years ago. Our table was right next to Kid Rock.
Yeah.
And so we're sitting there. We're kind of hanging out with him a little bit throughout the day. And, having some cold pops. And he comes over and he comes up to me. He's like, hey, look over there. And I'm like, where? He said, these nuts.
It's not how the
And I
joke
was
works.
like, I don't think that worked.
That is not the delivery there, kid.
So I got these nuts wrongly.
Still a good story.
By Kid Rock.
Yeah.
Best concert I've ever been to. Kid Rock.
So I 100%
so
agree
serious
with you.
when I
I don't
say
know if
that.
it's the best I've ever been to,
No,
but he
like
played.
it's so good.
He played at our Super Bowl victory party.
Yeah.
At the Marriott Hotel
Electric.
in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah.
And it was just like the Packer, our players and family and close friends, whoever was like on the list. So I mean, you're probably talking 300 people.
Yeah.
The dude rocked his face off.
Yeah.
Go.
Worked his ass off.
I was exaggerating when I said bet, but definitely like top 5 concerts I've
I was
ever
actually
been to.
kind of shocked at like how good
It was so good. It was electric.
So you were at the Kentucky Derby when So Virginity won.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it was what?
When
2
was
years
the
ago?
Kentucky Derby?
No,
this is this
Sovereignty
past
won
year.
First
this
Saturday
year.
in May.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
May?
that's why
First
that's why
Saturday in May.
that's why the video resurfaced
Yeah.
because when Sovereignty won, I'm like, So Virginity, Mario, and I had to play it.
Yeah.
And now my phone continues to blow up.
I'm telling
Still,
you, it was on a random.
3 million
Yeah.
views right now.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm in that video for a total of 2 seconds. Just when we pan to, I'm in a wedding a year and a half ago, and we're lining up doing a little send-off thing at the end of the wedding, right? Where like you line up on either side. Some girl standing across from me goes, "Hey, I know you." I was like, "Me?" She goes, "Yeah, you're the guy in that Sovereignty video."
Yeah.
I was like, "I don't even think I said anything in that video."
Wait, what is? I don't know the video.
Okay, get that ready. But first, speaking of Kid Rock, he starred in one of the greatest films of our lifetime,
Nay, the world.
Joe Dirt. And here is, because tomorrow is the 4th of July, a scene that everybody needs to see.
As my head cleared, I realized I needed a different approach. Then I got a brainstorm. Hire an Indian tracker to help me, man. That's a great idea. They can find anything. It's like in the movies. So I headed for a reservation.
You want me to put my ear to the ground, listen for hoofbeats, check for footprints, look for broken twigs. But this is the modern age. That stuff doesn't work anymore, which is why I had to open this fireworks stand. I wasn't getting by on my tracking wages.
Come on, you're supposed to be good at tracking stuff, man. I gotta find my parents.
And I've got to figure out a way to sell more fireworks. I'm going broke with this venture also.
Well, I see you got them snakes and sparklers, but where's good stuff, man?
Good stuff. This is the good stuff. Snakes and sparklers.
Are you nuts, dude? You need stuff to explode. Go boom.
Why is that good?
You might as well. Why is the tree good? Why is
tree
the
good?
sunset good? Why are boobs good? Man, firecrackers. You stick them in mailboxes, you drop them in toilets,
You shove 'em up Bullfrog's ass? I would never do that, because I'm gonna be a veterinarian. Well, there you go. Someone shoves an M80 up a bullfrog's butt, blows him to pieces. He comes back to you to fix it. You win twice, brother. It's good biz. So you're gonna tell me that you don't have no black cats, no Roman candles, or screaming mimes?
No.
Oh, come on, man. You don't got no lady fingers, buzz buttles, snicker bombs, church burners, finger blasters, gut busters, zippity doodads, or crap flappers?
No, I don't.
You're gonna stand there, owning a fireworks stand, and tell me you don't have no whistling bungholes, no spleen splitters, whisker biscuits, honky lighters, Husker do's, Husker don'ts, cherry bombs, nipsy daisers, with or without the scooter stick, or one single whistling kitty chaser?
No. Because snakes and sparklers are the only ones I like.
Well, that might be your problem. It's not what you like, it's the consumer.
Some spleen splitters.
When he's doing that scene, like, is he just like randomly, like, whatever's like, there's no way you can remember all of that. There's no way.
That took a couple takes. He was too good in that one.
Yeah, it was way too good.
If I go to the
crap
store
flapper,
and
spleen
find
splitter.
a screaming kitty chaser, I'm
Oh
buying
my
it.
God.
Oh my gosh. That was good.
Like I said, we used to watch that in high school. My junior year, we would watch it. Me and the linemen would get together. We'd go to Ryan's Steakhouse.
Oh, heck yeah. We had Ryan's.
Yeah, because Thursday was all you can eat steak.
Yeah.
So we'd go there, fill up.
Great cut of meat, I'm sure that was.
Absolutely. The finest end of the sirloin. And then we would go to somebody's house and we'd watch Joe Dirt. That was our tradition every Thursday.
Every Thursday?
For the Tyler Lee Red Raiders.
Every Thursday.
Every Thursday.
All right.
How else do you think we made an incredible run to the second round of the playoffs?
Y'all only made it to the second round of the playoffs?
My junior year, yeah.
That's it?
Yeah.
Who'd y'all lose to?
Mesquite Skeeters.
Wait, you lost to a team with the mascots, the Mosquitoes?
No, the Skeeters.
Oh, Skeeters. I thought.
Yeah, it's short for mosquito.
Yeah.
Mesquite Skeeters. They had I think one of the top defensive tackles in the whole country. Went to UT. I can't remember his name.
Oh, it must have been dynamic if you can't remember his
and
name.
they put him at running back, too. I don't remember anybody's name. So at that time, my high school had never been past the second round. This was my junior year.
And you think that school could come over to Shreveport Evangel and get a victory?
My senior year, we could have.
How far did y'all go then?
We got beat in the semifinals.
Okay, that's better.
We should have won, obviously.
Who'd you lose to then?
Midland.
Which Midland?
Midland High. They hadn't been in the playoffs since 1958. They beat us. Not Midland Lee, not the sexy one.
Not Midland Lee.
No.
Not Cedric Benson went to Midland Lee?
Cedric Benson went to Midland Lee. Sure did.
You lost to a school that hadn't been to the playoffs since Elvis dropped his first album?
Yeah, and then they got beaten by Converse Judson in the state championship, who was tailor-made
San Antonio.
Yeah. Did you at least get to go play like in Cowboy Stadium in the semis?
Yeah. We played there after the first round. Every year you play your first round at some like the better team's home field, or maybe it was a coin flip. But second round on, you were always playing at Texas Stadium.
Okay. Yeah. All right. At least that's cool. 1958 stats probably something you should forget. Don't tell people that again.
I don't know if anybody knows this, but that year LSU won its first national title. Did they? It's 59.
Oh, I was so confused. I thought you were talking.
I thought I got it wrong. Facing your face.
I thought you were talking about 2003, your senior. I'm like, no, they didn't. Like you were there. Like I was so confused.
Yep.
All right, somebody that's never confused. He's always got a plan. The head baseball coach for the national champion LSU Tigers, Jay Johnson, joins us when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
Hey, Matt, tell the people about Dos Equis while I remind Jay that he's coming on the show.
Oh, you got to send a little reminder? All right, 4th of July, America's birthday. What better way to celebrate it than with a Mexican lager? Go stock up today. Everybody's gonna go to their 4th of July. You're gonna get together with family. You're gonna get together with friends. There's no nothing better to do than to go for dose. Go to your, wherever it is, your grocery store, your liquor store, the convenience store. They everywhere. We know it. They got it. Cool it down. Get yourself some ice cold limes. Cut them up into slices. There's nothing better. Golden Mexican lager. And they got the amber. Whatever your choice is. Go for dose. I'm going to delete some beers tomorrow. And I hope you delete some beers.
I've already got them in the fridge. They will already be accounted for. You should already stock up as well. Be prepared for a party tomorrow and go for dose.
Time ago, I can still remember how that music used to make me smile. And I knew
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
All right, welcome back in. OTB 104.5 ESPN Baton Rouge, and very excited for our next conversation. Someone we caught up with every single week during the baseball season, and now we get to talk to him as a two-time national champion. It is the head baseball coach for the LSU Fighting Tigers, Jay Johnson. Coach, we appreciate it. Thanks for hopping on with us. I know it has been a whirlwind for you.
Been a little busy, but the best kind of busy. So how you guys doing?
We are doing great. And you have been, because, we were talking about it after a national championship. You see a lot of people, okay, let me go ahead, take a rest, take a load off. Let me, reflect on what just happened. But that is not the approach of Jay Johnson. It never has been. I mean, you have been working towards next year's team already. It feels like, Coach, since the moment that the final out was recorded.
Yeah, I definitely took Sunday night to celebrate and be with this team. It's just a crazy dynamic that it's not avoidable. It's not
Right.
anybody's fault. It's just the way things have all kind of matriculated and transpired, particularly for baseball and the baseball schedule. It is what it is, and that going in. It was actually when we beat Arkansas to not have to play again on Thursday. I felt like that almost saved us a little bit. It just gave us an extra day, not just to get ready for Coastal, which was huge to have that extra day to prepare, but to try to just hold serve in recruiting while we were playing. And so that was good and set the table for some things we were able to do when we won. And yeah, the celebration was awesome. Definitely taking pockets of time, like when I'm on a plane or something, to watch highlights of the series. But other than that, you got to go. We got some catching up to do. So it's been pretty busy.
Yeah, and really, like you said, there's nothing you can really do. It's not that you don't want to enjoy and celebrate with the team. It's because of the calendar. And with the calendar, as we talked about last time we had you on, like the portal was open and there was players that were making decisions. There was players that had already been in the portal, out of the portal, and gotten to their new school, and you're still playing baseball. And so, like, during that entire process, Coach, how do you make sure that you, your staff, everybody, you're focused on the main thing, which is to go win a national championship, but also knowing that you probably have to start some of these conversations just to make sure that when it does end, you actually have an opportunity to get whichever players that you're trying to get to LSU?
Yeah, it's a tough balance. I think we did a good job. Prior to Omaha, we picked up a couple veteran hitters that kind of have a dynamic that we need for next year's team. So that was helpful. Then the Omaha thing, you'd really try to sell, like, turn on the TV, man. Like, this is what this is about.
Yeah.
And, you want to be a part of that. Just hang tight for another week or so. And some guys did and some guys didn't, and that's okay. And yeah, I mean, I wouldn't trade Omaha for the world, and I'm proud of our team. I think one of the positives maybe this time around is we have a few more guys that contributed to that will be returning than the last time. And so it's not quite as much of a overhaul, if you will. Like, I think in 23, if I'm not mistaken, like, maybe 2 of the 9 starters were coming back. Yeah. And this year it might be 4, might be 5, but it might only be 3. But the young pitching we have in the program with Casey Evans, William Schmidt, Maverick Rizzi, Cooper Williams, potentially a couple guys coming back. Hopefully Zach Cow and Jaden Newt. Like there's a really good foundation of a really good pitching staff there, and just as our team proved this year, the game's about pitching. So
Yep.
we'll find the right guys and keep moving to the finish line here over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, Coach, I just want to start by telling you thank you for a couple things. One, you've made my entire family like huge baseball fans. We all own proud owners of LSU baseball jerseys now. We watched and had such a good time throughout the entire run as a family. But then at the celebration, somehow my little boy snuck onto the field and was getting autographs after the celebration, and you were very kind to him. You spent time and said hi to him, and you signed his ball, and he's got a little glass case. So I want to start by saying thank you for that. Thank you for being kind to him. And I want to say, in 10 years from now, when somebody asks you, reflect back on the 2025 LSU baseball team, how would you describe this team in the season as a whole?
Yeah, I think two things come to mind. First off, our motto for the season was tough and together, and that was from day one of August. And I kind of came up with that of, where I felt like we needed to elevate the program and the team from last year, and that's what they were. I mean, through this entire deal. But the hallmark of the team was consistency. And there was just so many points along the way where you pointed to it and go like, man, this is pretty good. Like, I don't know if we're the most talented team, even though we had exceptional talent, especially on the mound, but we're doing this the right way. These guys are doing this the right way. They're responding to success well. They're responding to failure well. They're motivated. There was very few lapses in anything, concentration, intent. And that's why I'm really proud. Like there's a quote from John Wooden that great teams play near their capability often.
Yep. And
I really believe that's what this team did. And, we're not just the national champions. I feel like we played the best of anybody in the country in 2025.
Catching up with LSU head baseball coach Jay Johnson here on OTB. Coach, one of the things you and I often talk about is, okay, you have this high school recruiting class and you've put in so many hours, so many days, weeks, and months, and really years into trying to get this player on campus. Outside of actually winning a national championship, is it the best feeling when you get them through the MLB draft, or when they call you and say, hey, coach, I know you probably thought I was going to enter the draft. I'm actually taking my name out. All that hard work that you and the staff did, I'm going to come play baseball for you?
Yeah, that's a pretty good one, because the first thing you mentioned doesn't happen without decisions like that. Like, we're not the national champions without Kason Evans, Derek Curiel, William Schmidt, those guys that just did it last year, or Jared Jones returning, from last year's draft. And, we just had one with Omar Cerna, freshman catcher, who's a great player, which, man, you put Cade Arambidi and him together. Not only are they both great catchers, but they both have power and play first base, DH, maybe play third. That's a really big lift, because there's a lot of questions right now with how things are going to shake out. Like, we're going to wear it on the chin a little bit with our high school recruiting class. There's too much money in this draft. Like, I don't know if MLB got tired of players choosing to go to college,
right,
or LSU or what. But getting Omar through, to pair with Cade was a big deal, and feel great about that. And it's like, thinking back on it, like when, Kason told me he's coming, like that's how these championships and those things happen. And same with a lot of these guys. So yeah, it is a good feeling, because you can't get to that championship unless decisions like that are made. And hopefully we'll be fortunate, with a few of them, and we're trying to prepare for all scenarios. But I don't know what Major League Baseball did, but they're pumping a lot of money into this amateur draft this year.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback on that too, I mean, landing a big recruit or getting someone to stay, it's all validation, right? It's all validation of hard work that y'all put into it, the scouting reports, and then what you put on the field, just like you said. And another validation is when a recruit like that signs with you, comes and has a lot of success. And to that point, Derek Curiel, named National Freshman of the Year. What did this freshman class, and specifically Derek, really mean to this team all year?
Yeah, I'm really happy for him. He's had an outstanding year, and playing at LSU, you get a lot of attention, and so he's gotten a lot of attention, but he's deserved it. And then, kind of maybe narrowly missed out on some of these awards, but that's the one that counts because those are the guys that know the best and are most in tune with college baseball. So to be the D1Baseball.com National Freshman of the Year, that's the one that counts in my opinion, and very proud of him for that. Just love how he goes about baseball. Like, he builds his life around baseball, and I thought that was well deserved. Now, I liked your question too about this group. I think on the 27-man roster in Omaha, we had 7 freshmen, which was by far the most, and very thankful for that group because, we're going to really lean into them and lean on to them next year and then the year after that, and expect some of those guys to get better. And a lot of them contributed to a national championship team. I mean, like I said, Evans, freshman All-American, pitched 50-plus high-leverage innings. William Schmidt was 7-0. Maverick Rizzi led our team in appearances. John Pearson kind of became the right-handed hitter we went to off the bench. Derek, obviously, Cade Arambidi. We won several SEC games with him behind the plate, and feel like he's poised and ready to take that deal over. So really, really excited. Just really excited about that, and we'll get another good class of probably less of them, to be honest with you. It's just the way that it is, but that's okay. And try to blend it in with return a few guys that maybe are on the cusp of the draft or returning from our team, and then a few guys in the portal, and strap it on and do it again. And excited for that challenge.
So, Coach, you mentioned William Schmidt there, and has me wondering, like, you look at what Cade Anderson went from his first year to his second year on campus, right? I mean, first year, obviously, he did some good things, but the second year, he explodes, one of the best, pitchers out there. Like, so for William Schmidt, when you see the talent, you mentioned he's 7-0, right? But he's going to have a bigger role in this team. Do you go about it in the same way as far as developing the player? Like, hey, here's what we did with Cade. We're going to do a lot of the similar things with you. Or is like every player a little bit different and you've kind of got your own plan for William Schmidt?
Yeah, that's a good question. And I feel like we have a few pitchers in that boat. So, I think there's a lot of learning that can be done for, a William Schmidt or a Cooper Williams, who was awesome for us down the stretch. I mean, that appearance in the Super Regional was huge. And I think with both those guys, you can take some similarities because they're actually similar body types and good athletes, kind of like Cade was. I've told everybody, if I let Cade hit, I bet he would be a starting outfielder for us. He's a terrific athlete. And if he wants to come back next year, I'll let him hit too. So I'll just put that out there on the record. No, just kidding. Yeah, that's the Nationals. You're up. Coach Yeski is excellent. And we have some really good plans, for like I said, Cooper Williams, William Schmidt, Maverick Rizzi. Maverick's going to throw up in the Cape Cod League about 4 times over 3 weeks and get on the mound. We're going to send Cooper out to Arizona to do some training stuff. And then we have a very specific plan for William that we're working through. And I'm really excited about that. I want to, the portal is part of this thing, but I've always been a program developer, program builder, and those guys are at the heart of that. So really excited to dig into that with them.
So, Coach, Jacob and I, we were both fortunate to be a part of national championships in our respective sport. And I was here in 2003 when we won a national championship. And I remember the offseason for the 2004 season. So right off that, Coach Saban made it a point that we all felt to let that new team understand that we're not the old team. And it was the hardest physically and mentally offseason we had ever been through because they wanted to reset everything and they wanted to make a point that we're not going to be complacent. We're not going to read our press clippings. We're going to work your tails off. And this is a whole new team. So your strategy, you've already done it once, but your strategy going into a brand new team, a new offseason, what kind of message do you need to send? And is that a challenge coming off of a national championship?
Yeah, it is. And I think John Gordon, the speaker, writer, become a friend of mine. And I actually had him help me with this last time. And he talked about really clearly delineating this is not repeating, defending anything. This is attacking a new opportunity. and we'll bring in a group of players that have not won a national championship. So, like, it wouldn't be fair to them, for the staff, the returning players, to not give everything they can so that those guys can be a part of that. Also, I think I know how hard this is to do, and don't take it for granted. And I said this somewhere, like, this just didn't happen overnight. So you have to, recommit, reinvest to what we call our process of winning. And that starts the first day of school. Like, we start lifting the first day of school. We start skill instruction the first week of school to max out the days and opportunities to develop, because Tate Anderson, developing strength, developing a slider, like, that just didn't show up in, April. Like, he was in on that as soon as the season was over. The improvements that, Jared Jones made with, contact with pitches in the zone, like, that was a lot of work over time. And he's a talented player. And because of that work being really deliberate, you get to those things. And I understand that probably go overboard on it. I don't think you can manufacture it artificially. I think the players see right through it. So kind of what I do is, we'll have a ring ceremony for this team that won the championship. And I think you have to let those guys enjoy that and be a part of that and some of it. Otherwise, kind of what the hell are we doing it for in the first place? So you have to respect that. Yeah. And at the same time, when it's October 20th and we're in the fourth inner squad, I'm not thinking about last year's national championship. So it's just maturity. And I actually feel like we have guys that were a part of this thing, that were a part of maybe the season before, which was still a successful season. We won 44 games and they know the difference. Yeah. And we'll work accordingly. And there are so many positive things that we can take from this team that are actually transferable and translatable, but we won't take that for granted, because culture doesn't transfer from team to team. I believe that's a big myth. You have to reset and reestablish that every year.
All right, there he is, head baseball coach for the LSU Tigers, Jay Johnson. Good enough to join us all season long. Coach, we can't thank you enough for your time. We appreciate it every single Thursday when you join us. I would say, enjoy the offseason, but we know the grind never stops, so we appreciate even today giving us a couple of minutes.
No problem. From the football experts, how many football games are we going to win this year? What do we got?
Hey, we're going double digit, Coach.
Let's go.
We're going double. Hey,
it.
We just got to get that opener. We got to get that opener. You got to start out on the right foot.
That's right. Absolutely. Clemson, right?
That's right.
All right. Let's get it done.
Absolutely. There he is. Coach Jay Johnson, every single Thursday here during baseball season, was good enough to join us. Let's go. Let Jay Johnson go give the boys a little speech over there in Ponderosa.
Oh, hell yeah.
I bet he could fire a football team up.
There's no doubt. That man can fire anybody up.
Because if you're a champion, I don't care what sport it is, you got something to you.
I just wrote this down. Quote, I love it. Culture does not transfer from team to team.
Does not. We'll talk about that when we come back here on OTB.
Off the bench.
All right, go to allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com, allstartoyotaofbatonrouge.com. Check out what they can do for you. Currently, for me, leasing a Highlander. Love it. It's perfect size for me. Bebop around town.
Go fast.
You can fit, sometimes when you go watch F1, you go a little too fast. You can fit 6 comfortably in this vehicle. But if you need something bigger, guess what? They got you. Sequoia, full-size SUV. Sienna, minivan. You can get it murdered out if you want to.
Or if you need to haul some stuff in the back of it.
You got a Tundra, Tacoma, multiple trucks, different size trucks as well. Right, Tacoma's a little bit smaller than the Tundra. Tundra's a little bit bigger than the Tacoma. So, look, you got multiple options. AllStarToyotaOfBatonRouge.com.
Toyotas, not only do they have everything, but they're safe, they're efficient, they're reliable. Whatever it is, go check them out. If you're in the market right now, just go see what they have on the lot. You don't even have to go to the lot. Just go see what they have online, what's available. Start the process. Start shopping. AllStarToyotaOfBatonRouge.com.
2007 champs, purple and gold to the core. This is Off the Bench with Hester and Flynn, Baton Rouge's go-to for all things Louisiana sports.
Yellow dog school bus kicking up red dust.
What was that quote you said you really liked from Jay Johnson?
Culture does not transfer from team to team.
It does not.
By Jay Johnson on Off the Bench.
A coach can create the culture, and you can mimic the style, the way he goes about his business of a coach. But I love that because every group of people you put together, different things organically are going to come out. They're going to happen.
Yep.
Like 2006 LSU had a different culture than 2007. A lot of the pieces were the same. We just had a different mindset. The 2007 football team that we were a part of, I think for me, had the best culture of any team that I've ever been on. Like nothing fazed us. Mm-hmm. Now we were talented in 2006, but I just feel like we had a different mindset.
I think almost every championship team, you can go back and say it was just a little bit different for whatever reason. And it's hard to even put your finger on, like, how was it different? Why was it different? What made it different? It's just a combination and a group of people that do something special, and it's hard to put your finger on why. But culture doesn't transfer, but expectations do.
Yeah, I'm going to hit that as well when we come back.
Mm-hmm. Off the bench.
Go to boudreauxelectrical.com if you are looking for that whole home generator. If you want to make sure that you are protected during storm season. If you want to have the ultimate peace of mind during storm season. Because a lot of times you're like, oh man, when's the last time we started that old school generator? When's the last time we pulled the handle, got that puppy started?
Gotta go to the gas station and get like the diesel to go fill it up.
Yeah, and then you might be able to have like maybe your refrigerator, maybe like a fan plugged into this deal.
Outside freezer.
Maybe something like that. But if you got a whole home generator, guess what's powered, Matt?
I would say your whole home?
Your entire home.
Your
that
entire
would be
home.
Correct.
Would that be your refrigerator? Your dishwasher, your washer and dryer?
All of it.
All the lights in your house, your AC? So you would stay cool in the middle of the summer?
That's right.
BoudreauxElectrical.com. Boudreaux's Electrical. Peace of mind. Get a generator. Let's go.